Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the media Marshal, and I'm tired. You want to know why? This past weekend has been the E3 experience. What is E3? You may ask. So, real quick, brief history. All right, because we got a lot to talk about, and honestly, not enough as well. So, E3 began in 2000, or not 2000. It's okay. I can edit this later. It's just a freaking live stream. E3 began in 1995. And yeah, it's been a big staple for gaming since the 90s and 2000s. So, what more to say about that? But gamers each year flock to see what they would showcase. And last year was kind of a big exception. The reason for that is because of anything that the ESA has done, which is the parent company for E3. The problem was because of the circumstances revolving around the world. If you do not know, for the past year and some change, we have been under lockdown and quarantine, and that kind of affected a lot of events, including E3. So they decided right then and there to take a hiatus. And now it's back. So, I got my Mario hat on because I'm excited for what Nintendo has. I got my Harry Potter shirt on because, holy crap, I'm excited for that damn Hogwarts game. So, let's see what it has. Day one sucked. Not to any fault of anybody else, but we begin the showcases off with Ubisoft, of all things. And yeah, I'm actually all for that. Ubisoft has some really good things going on. Except for one thing. There was only 2 announcements that caught me off guard. And one of which wasn't in the best way. So, what was showcased there? Well, a couple quality of life improvements for Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege and Assassin's Creed Valhalla, as well as Watch Dogs Legion. But that was about it. A couple of announcements that were there that were advertised before the event was Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction and Riders Republic. I'm not a big fan of co-op multiplayer. It'd be okay if it was its own little bitty event, which it was. They even the creators acknowledged that during the showcase on Saturday, that it was initially an event for Six Siege. But hey, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. It comes out this October. You want to play it? Go for it. Next up is Rocksmith Plus, and if you want to, I kind of grew up on it a little bit. I remember my grandmother buying it for me for Christmas. And yeah, it does what it's supposed to do, but now it's coming to the phones and computers. You can play it anywhere, anytime, learn how to play guitar. Cool. And like I said, open beta is open right now. Sign up. Go for it. If you want to learn how to play guitar. And then my least favorite of the showcases, or of this showcase at least, Riders Republic. Look, I'm not saying sports games are all that bad, but I found myself saying after day 2, how many snowboarding games do we need? I know it's not a big integral part of it, but it is a part of the damn game. So, hey, all for you. And then we get our yearly dose of Just Dance 2022, which was actually preceded by Todrick Hall. who pretty much encourages people to sign up for something, which he's making a music video for his song. Yeah, if you don't know who Todrick Hall is, don't worry, just watch football. After that, we get the first instance of Far Cry 6. A lot of people cried out in terror because of what we saw initially of, I call him Gus Fring. This is honestly just impromptu. So bear with me. I'm tired of, I didn't have time to write anything. And I wish it was a joke. But it isn't. But then when we saw the cutscene of him on a boat, a lot of people didn't like it. I myself think it looks okay. I mean, Far Cry has never been all that forthcoming. Ubisoft has never been all that forthcoming on just making things look groundbreaking or extraordinary. Yeah, they used to, but not anymore. It was just kind of a big shock. So it kind of looks like it's run-of-the-mill Far Cry. Hell, it honestly looks like the best Far Cry out of the whole damn series. And then my second least favorite. And this one was one that caught me off guard. And I don't know why. Mario and Rabbids, Sparks of Hope. Mario, as in Yahoo, and Rabbids. Yes, there was a game that came out in 2017, right after the Switch's launch, that was actually decent. Surprisingly so. So, a sequel doesn't much surprise me. What does is the fact that while it may not entertain me, it will entertain your kids. And then the final announcement of the showcase was Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, which is slated for release next year or next 10 years. Who knows? Maybe whenever the movies come out, it'll come out. And that was all Ubisoft had. So to rate it, it was okay. I don't know what more to say. Some of these games aren't exactly for me, and I understand that. But if out of all of these games, I do play Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I do play Far Cry, and I do play Watch Dogs. So it's nice that we're getting quality of life assurance for these games. But is that a good thing? Kinda. So after that, we get Gearbox. Which, don't worry, they give a good part of your time for actually a decent showcase. So we're kind of intermittent between what they're working on as a movie front. I did forget that out of Ubisoft because it wasn't memorable. A couple other things I forgot was second season of that show that they released is ending. And there's a movie I actually kind of want to watch called Werewolves Within, coming out next week. And on demand the week after. Yay! But they're working on a Borderlands. But Gearbox itself is working on a Borderlands movie. And I'm okay with some of the cast list, including Gina Gershon as Roxy. Yes, that'll do. But as well as that, quality of life improvement for Godfall. Dina's Wonderlands is coming to Borderlands 3, Tribes of Midgar, and Homeworld 3. And that marks basically the end of what we saw at day one in terms of games. I know there might have been others, but those were the two big ones that day one. Maybe day two is a little bit better. Actually, it is. So we begin day two with Microsoft and Bethesda. They held a joint press conference in the early morning, actually afternoon here. Bethesda started it off with Starfield, which is coming out next year. Cool. Stalker 2 coming out next year. Back for Blood. That one's coming out this year. And honestly, if you don't know anything about it, look it up. But in the short of it, if you do remember playing Left 4 Dead, honestly, it's right up your alley. Contraband, which has a good idea, but went about the wrong way. And at that point, I started wondering, when are they going to fucking pick it up? Start giving out the big guns. Big announcements. Everything else like that. Come on. I know two of those were big, but I already knew about one coming out earlier this year. And the other one was kind of a hit or miss. And then Sea of Thieves happened. Coming this week, you, the player, will be able to play with Captain Jack Sparrow. Savvy? Cool. Hell yeah. Battlefield 2042, which was announced. Cool. I might actually pick it up. It looks fantastic. 12 minutes, which seems like Groundhog Day from top-down experience. Cool. Psychonauts 2 finally got a release date. The end of August. Yes. And to end out Bethesda's run at it all, you got quality of life improvements for Fallout 76 and the Elder Scrolls Online. Okay. Well, Fallout 76 needs it. And then we get the strangest reveal. Party animals. What is party animals? Oh. If you'd have to go off the name alone, you'd probably guess it'd be about partying, going around. No, it's a cute beat 'em up. And it looks so fucking weird. Kind of actually reminds me of King Beasts a little bit. But hey, to each their own. Then we get a release date for Hades for the Xbox. Okay, cool. Somerville, which actually looks kind of good. If not a little eerie. And we also get a release window. We don't get a release date for this next one, but have y'all ever heard of a little game called Halo? Yes, Halo has been advertised for a good year. For a good while. But we didn't know when the next one would show up. We knew that it was going to be a next-gen console, but they had to push that back because they had to work on it. And then when we got gameplay, we definitely made note of that one. So when are you able to play it? This holiday season! It would be a lot more cheerful if I had poppers and all that nonsense. Next time. And then we get Diablo 2. Resurrected, which is a remake of Diablo 2. Plague's Tale Requiem, okay. Far Cry 6 again. I get a trailer for that one. Slime Rancher 2 got me off guard. Coming out next year. Atomic Heart, which I have been watching out for the longest damn time. Why? Because it's kind of a Russian Bioshock. Yeah, it looks eerie. It looks scary. Look up the damn trailers. I don't have the manpower to do that all. To just show it on screen. And then we also get Replaced, which looks badass. grounded. It's getting a quality of life improvement. Among Us is getting a friggin' release date. Actually, as of recording, it released yesterday. Iodine Chronicle, 100 Heroes, got a release date. The Ascent, okay. Outer Worlds caught me off guard. It's coming out next year. Okay. I didn't know we were working on a sequel. I mean, I actually enjoyed that one. And then the one that I'm most looking forward to. So back in August of last year, there was a game that released called Microsoft Flight Simulator. They promised that it would come out for the Xbox next year. It's coming out this year. Next month. Hell fucking yes! Finally I can get it to work! Yes! So, if you don't know what it is, it's name's in the title. It's a flight simulator. Get to fly airplanes all across the world. Hell the fuck yes! And probably the most beautiful game out of the whole damn bunch of games this past weekend. Forza Horizon 5. Coming out this November. Yeah. I know my friend's going to get it. I know a lot of people that are going to get it. But man, it looks good. Honestly, really good. I'd probably get it myself. And then Redfall. Don't know what Redfall is. Neither do I. Okay. So it's being released by Arkane Studios, which made Dishonor. No, here we go. Nope. That leads me right back. Okay, so basically, based off the trailer, it's a team-based vampire hunting game. Looks kind of neat. Not my cup of tea. Go for it. Square Enix had its event. This one actually did get me out of my fucking couch. So, if you don't know, last year we saw the release of Marvel Avengers, and it sucked. So we kind of wondered if they were going to do the same treatment to Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, we heard that they were bringing in heroes, so they have to be doing the same thing to Guardians of the Galaxy. Little did we know they were actually working on a game, a full-blown experience, coming out this October. And as I'm watching it, I'm going, it's coming out. It's coming out next year. Make sure to have enough money for next year. No, Tuesday I gotta go buy a 2 terabyte SD chip. Just to make sure I can play it. We're also getting remasters of Final Fantasy 1 through 6. Okay, I gotta clear this up. I have nothing against Final Fantasy. I have nothing against whoever plays Final Fantasy. What I do have against is I don't myself have the time to sit around on my ass for 20 plus hours, up to 100 hours, just grinding. Just to be anime god. I don't. I really don't. I don't. So if you like it, all on you. Good on you. I myself cannot see myself playing this. But Legend of Mana getting a remake, cool. Marvel's Avengers. It's getting Black Panther, Cosmic Cube, Tesseract's joining it. Cool. I guess they're building up Thanos the way that the MCU did. Okay. Babylon's Fall. I don't know much about it, but okay. It's not interesting me, but it's by the people that made Bayonetta. All for you. Honestly, if you want to play it, leave a comment down in the section. If you want to play any of these games, leave a comment down in the section. Don't tell me that I'm pure bad for dissing on your favorite games. Like I said, I just don't see myself playing some of these games. To me, E3 this year, up until Microsoft and Bethesda announced what I wanted to hear, and a few things I didn't know I wanted. E3 was kind of boring. And I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for it, but I don't see a lot for me. And I mean, all the while I'm going, as I'm watching the Microsoft and Bethesda, and I will continue on with the showcase here in about a minute, but as I'm watching the showcases, I'm going, okay, Harry Potter's coming out. Harry Potter, where's the trailer? When's the trailer coming out? It never dropped this weekend. It never came to fruition. I mean, Warner Brothers had about half an hour to talk about Back for Blood. Why didn't they give them a showcase? There's one showcase I'll get to here in about a minute that, honestly, I wanted information for it and they never got it. Hell, in fact, they came out with 1, 2, 3, 4 games. That deserved half an hour? That deserved an entire showcase? What else are they working on? But maybe I'm getting too ahead of myself. So after Babylon's Fall was announced, we got Life is Strange, True Colors, which if you do order the Ultimate Collection, you also get 2 other games called Life is Strange and Life is Strange Beyond the Storm. Both extraordinary games about dealing with loss. So, there you have it. Life is Strange is coming out this September. Yes. And then another one I can groan out. Stranger of Paradise. Final Fantasy Origin ended the Square Enix showcase. Hope you like hearing the word I must kill chaos over and over and over and over and over again. Honestly, it looks like a bloodier Final Fantasy. All for you. All good on you. If you want to play it, it's not my cup of tea. And yeah, that wraps it up for that. Wraps it up for the day too. PC gaming show had a lot of games coming out. Some of them have my attention, and future games you can go on Steam right now. Look up the showcase. Go on Steam and play them. They're free. What a cool way of integrating one of E3's most common things to go visit this year. Oh yeah, if you didn't know, E3 was completely digital. Yeah, completely digital. 110% digital. What the hell happened? I mean, yeah. like I said before, a lot of games that need attention didn't get them. I mean, hell, even with Ubisoft, I found myself asking, where's Beyond Good and Evil? Where is this game? Where's that game? Where is the pirate game? Where is it? I mean, maybe Capcom has more going on during day 3. So, aforementioned. Capcom, out of everyone, has the most disappointing showcase. Okay. So maybe it's not all bad. Maybe the games are good. Got quality of life for Resident Evil. Cool. Monster Hunter Stories is coming out next month. Cool. Monster Hunter Rise is getting quality of life. Cool. Great Ace Attorney. Okay. Where's the rest? No, seriously, where is the rest? I'm a big VR player. And you know what Capcom announced a couple months back? During an Oculus showcase? They announced a VR game. Resident Evil 4 Remake. Where is it? When is it coming out? And why the hell are there 2 quality of lives and 2 new games? All of which we know were coming out. There was no fucking question. I mean, that was all day 3, though. I mean, hey, Nintendo still has a showcase left. I mean, they're kid-friendly. They probably won't cause me to stay awake an entire night pondering about what I'm going to say today. Right? Holy shit. Nintendo had the creepiest fucking direct ever. And Treehouse. God. I can still hear the beeping. Anyways. So first off, we get a new fighter from the Tekken series. I don't know the name. I don't know how to pronounce it. So go check that out. What else is coming? Life is Strange. Life is Strange True Colors. If you haven't caught on, these were repeats. Did anyone have anything? Really? Did anyone have anything? Worms Rumble is coming out. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is coming out for the Switch. Cool. Hysteria Ascending. Cool. Heard about that one during the previous showcase. 2 Point Campus. Heard about that one during the Microsoft showcase. Where are the games? Beyond that. Okay, someone got me off surprise. Super Monkey Ball, Banana Mania. Guess how old this series is? Oh, guess. I'm not in the series. 20 years old. Oh, no shit. Super Monkey Ball is 20 years old this year. That kind of got me by surprise. So after that, we get Mario Party Superstars. I mean, yeah, that's kind of in conjunction with the way Mario is. Mario's gonna have his parties. Mario's gonna be golfing. Mario's gonna go into space with questionable, annoyances. So, yeah. I mean, this gets me bright, cheerful, and happy. No, it doesn't. This next one doesn't. Okay. So, before I go full fucking Courage the Cowardly Dog, a little bit of tip, or a little bit of info. In the 19 years since her last outing in the 2D market to continue her story, Samus has had some okay games and some okay games. But one that we thought we'd get an announcement for was Metroid Prime. Little did we know we'd get information from a 15-year-old Easter egg. Metroid Dread is coming out the first week of October, and it freaks me the hell out. Watch the trailer, watch the gameplay demo. Holy shit, it feels... that sense of dread is already setting in. So, what's the story? Well, like I said, this is the first mainline 2D experience in almost 20 years. And it kicks off shortly after the events of Metroid Fusion. Recently cured of her Parasite X bullcrap, Samus has to go on the run from the Galactic Federation. But when a call is set out from an unknown planet saying that the parasite still lives, the Galactic Federation sends some of their robots, called Emmys, out to investigate. And now it's up to Samus to investigate the planet as well, to find out the mystery of what the hell is going on. Classic Metroid fashion, until you see the Emmys. The Emmys are all different. Granted, you only see 3 of them, but they are all very much different. All of them. Holy crap. One cannot fit through a tight space, but yet another one can. They will all follow you into an open door room. And if they catch you, game over. No, I'm serious. They will one-shot kill you. So, will Samus make it out of this one alive? Or is this her final mission? Find out this October. Anyways, I need something bright, cheerful, and colorful. Not you, Just Dance. Okay, Cruising Blast. If you don't know what this is, it was an old arcade game. Published by Midway. And Nintendo. Okay. And then we get Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Okay. I'm on board. It's coming to the Switch. Sweet. Mario Golf's coming out next week. Knew about that one. Monster Hunter Stories. Knew about that one from yesterday. And by yesterday, I mean the day before. WarioWare, get it together. Hell, yes. If you don't know what the WarioWare series are, they are a collection of micro games. What are micro games? They are 10-second mini games that you have to beat in order to continue, and you have a set number of lives. Can't beat it all in one go? Not to worry. It takes practice and it takes time. All right. Shin Megami Tensei 5. I'm not a big fan of. If you like the Shin Megami series, good on you. Not for me. Then we have collection games from Danganronpa coming to the Switch. Oh, Danganronpa Decadence. You can go pre-order the physical copy, or you can pre-order it all individually. Select what games you want to play. Okay. Then we get a remake of Fatal Frame, made in the Black Water. What is it with Nintendo being creepy this year? I swear that they're hell bent on not only exciting us, but giving us nightmares and goosebumps. I don't need to go into the next one so much because I'm not a big fan of one of the two. Especially when their eyes turn red. Advance Wars is getting a remake. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is getting quality of life. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. We knew that one was coming out. And probably the most dirtiest thing they ever did to Zelda. At least the Zelda series. So you remember how last year they came out with a collection of Mario games and a Game & Watch and a kart racer and this and that and everything for Mario's 35th? No? Well, probably because the way they did it was a little too shady. But hey, can't fault them too much. Maybe they'll do a little bit better this year for Zelda. No. All they're giving Zelda this year is the Skyward Sword remake and a Game & Watch, which includes the original Zelda game, Zelda 2, and Link's Awakening. All games you probably can buy. Hell, Link's Awakening got a remake a couple years back. So yeah, if you want to shell out a couple $100 for this thing, it's available for a limited time, like before. And then something that I thought would get an award for most anticipated. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. A lot of people said that it wasn't coming out. People were starting to speculate if Nintendo maybe forgot about it. No, we got a release window for it. Yes. It's next year. Hell, yes. So, yeah. That was it for Nintendo yesterday. So, what won most anticipated isn't any of the shooting games, isn't Breath of the Wild 2, as I said. It's actually Forza Horizon 5, and I can't fault it. And Microsoft and Bethesda had the best show. I can disagree on that to some faults. I mean, some of the games don't look that good to me. I wanted some more answers, and at that point, it seemed like Microsoft was the best way to go. So, that in mind, what do I think is the best in show? Oh, I think it's Nintendo. They stole it. I kept saying after Microsoft, when is it gonna get better? Nintendo will probably save it. Capcom might save it. Capcom happened. It did. But Nintendo and Square Enix stole E3. Yeah, I can see some of the games from Xbox, but, kind of goes a little more in depth. And hell, with Nintendo, we know these games might be susceptible to change, or can't talk today. But we also know now a release date for one of the most anticipated games right before the pandemic hit. So, the game I'm most looking forward to, I mean, besides Flight Simulator, actually, Metroid Dread. Yeah, I know I talk pretty scared about it, but honestly, it's the best we're gonna get until we get more information for Metroid Prime 4. And the way that they talked about it, it's her last It's her last series, or last interaction between the Metroids themselves. It's the grand finale. It's the culmination of 35 years. Take that, Star Wars. When a game can do that better than a freaking film franchise, got something going on. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward for October. I'm looking forward to next month. I'm looking forward for the next year. There are a lot of good games coming out. And I know there are a few that I missed. But that doesn't mean go in the comment and belittle me that I missed your favorite game. I mean, there's only so much I can cram in an hour, let alone 40 minutes. So with that in mind, E3 as a whole. There were worse showcases. I mean, yeah, Capcom didn't really fully fucking deliver. But, you know, that's the thing, always been the thing about E3. If you don't see something this year, hell, there are thousands of other conferences to go to. And if not, E3 is coming back next year with more games, with more of everything people love. Except for Sony. So that also begs the question, is this 26-year-old video game convention going the way of the dodo? Yeah. I'd say yeah. I mean, not to get a little down. I'm trying to create lightheartedness here, but if last year was any indicator of anything going on, that was the year we needed E3 digitally the most. I understand why. A lot of fear surrounded last year. Hell, trapped in my apartment all of last year. But that means that we have a chance to grow not only as a community, but also to not hide away for an entire year. It was their 25th year that last year. And the time when we're isolated in our houses, where we're having showcases after showcases, that would have been the perfect time to have E3. That way they could test the waters to see what works for this E3. This E3 seemed disjointed, which isn't a term I use lightly. Yeah, some of it seemed coherent. Some of it did surprise me. Hell, Guardians I didn't think would be coming out this year. Metroid Prime, I didn't think we'd get any information on it, let alone Legend of Zelda. And let alone a new game for Samus. Some of the games did surprise me. But here's the thing. A lot of the games surprised me when it came to E3 before this year. Like I said, where were the games? Where was Harry Potter? Where was another Mario Odyssey? Where was games? Where was Ubisoft? Where was Capcom? No, seriously, where the fuck was Capcom? It seemed like they had their greatest hits, and that was it. Where are they? I get we've been trapped for a full year, but there should be a lot more than what we got. There are some indie titles coming out. Yeah, go for it. So does that mean E3 is going the way of the dodo? I'd say yes. I'm sorry, but turn my hat off for a minute. E3 used to be not only just a convention on what we wanted to see in video game, but it also was answered a lot of questions, had a lot of games that they were working on for the next coming years that we'd see. And this year just felt empty. And that may be because of the digital format, but that's no excuse for what happened this year. None at all. I mean, if anything, it kind of makes you wonder if maybe gaming companies are better off with these little bitty hour longs, like Nintendo's doing, like PlayStation's doing. PlayStation's been absent for about 3 years, at least 2 or 3 threes. They've been absent because why? They're doing their own little thing. They're stated playing. They're doing this. They're doing that. That's fine. But when it comes down to it, this E3 sucked. And some of it was good. Can't fault it. So, with that in mind, watch the trailers, watch the showcases if you want to have the time, if you can find the time to do so. Get back to me in the comments. What are you most looking forward to out of the list of games that I mentioned? I'd like to know. Did I miss anything? That said, it's time to put this all to rest. And I know we're expecting another E3 next year, but maybe it's a little bit better. I hope it's a lot better. With that in mind, I've been Noah, the Media Marshal. Y'all have a good one.